it's a beautiful spring morning here on Lake Chelan, and we are so excited to be here today because some very unusual things are happening. First of all, I want to introduce Shane Magnuson, Upper Columbia Guide Services, and also our good friend Dan Schleiffers, who lives right here in Manson. We just put in at Mill Bay, and we're kind of doing double duty right now, Shane.
Oh yes.
He's got a couple of deep rods out, baited with herring, in hopes that a king salmon might wander by. We're on the water just at the crack of dawn. And then also we're going to be kokanee fishing. This is an unusual event this year in Lake Chelan. You know, last year we had that fantastic fishing for large kokanee.
Oh yeah.
And I told everyone, we'll never see that again. And once again, Mother Nature makes a liar out of me.
She said, well, we'll see about that.
Exactly. This spring, we're seeing even larger kokanee showing up.
And
earlier than I've ever seen it. We're in mid-March, and typically I tell people that the kokanee fishing in Lake Chelan is full-blown by the 1st of June. And here we are in mid-March, and this run of fish this year is fabulous.
Very nice fish. You know, we fished out here the other day and had fish averaging 13 to 16 inches for the end of March. That's a nice kokanee to begin with for this lake, but give it another month and a half. It's going to turn out great.
Yes. And they're not only larger than usual, earlier than usual, there's very good numbers of them.
Yes.
And so we decided we better take advantage of that. And fortunately, Shane gave me a call, and he's going to show me the ropes, so I'll be up here very soon in my new Kingfisher to try to do some damage, do my part, thinning out this population of, obviously these fish need to be trimmed.
Yeah.
Populations
it's
way out of hand.
You know, you don't want to deplete the feed in the lake.
That's right. So I'll be up here doing my duty, and thanks again, Shane, for getting us on board, and I can't wait to see what kokanee action's like here, and possibly a king. We will put that out of the picture. Here on Lake Chelan here in early spring, fishing for kokanee. No one is happy about having to repair a vehicle after an accident. However, I was very happy when I chose First Choice Collision Center when I needed this service. I can't say enough about how they treated me. Fast and friendly just doesn't say enough. They have amazing technology to make a damaged vehicle look like new. At First Choice Collision Center, you can expect modern service with old-fashioned values. That was my experience, and I'm sure it will be yours too.
No matter where anglers are heading, whether it's Banks Lake, Lake Roosevelt, or Rufus Woods Reservoir, they all make the same stop. That's at Big Wally's in Coulee City. Here they find everything they need for a successful day on the water. Fuel, ice, a tackle shop, and people who know what they're selling behind the counter. State and tribal licenses, even a hot breakfast or lunch. When you're on the go, don't forget to stop at Big Wally's and visit their website at bigwallysfishing.com.
Hooked on Toys!
Hordes of anglers head for our area lakes as they open to fishing in the spring, but before they head for their favorite lake, they stop at Hooked on Toys in Wenatchee. Hooked on Toys is the biggest tackle store in eastern Washington, and they have everything an angler could need for a successful day on the water. You'll find the biggest selection at the best prices for all your angling needs. Located at 1444 North Wenatchee Avenue or online at hookedontoys.com.
Hooked on Toys!
Boating is something the whole family can enjoy, and it's surprising how affordable a new boat can be from Bob File Boats and Motors. Stop in today and take a look at the largest selection of boats in north central Washington, including top names Bayliner and Tahoe. Bob File Boats and Motors can help you find that boat that fits your needs. And whether it's for fishing or just a ride on the water, you can be sure your new boat will provide hours of fun for years to come. Visit the boating experts today. Bob File Boats and Motors on the Sunset Highway in East Wenatchee, the place to buy a boat.
Honey, you are not gonna believe this. I bought Pepsi Next.
What's Pepsi Next?
It's the new cola from Pepsi. It's got real cola taste, but 60% less sugar.
Real cola taste, 60% less sugar.
And Yeah. I know.
It's unbelievable.
But this is the most impressive thing I've ever experienced in my entire life.
Oh, definitely. Let me get a camera. I've never had anything like it. Oh, my parents are gonna flip.
Yeah, they're gonna be so proud.
Introducing Pepsi Next. Drink it to believe it.
Are you getting this, honey? It's going viral.
This is Dave Graybill, the Fishin Magician, and when I fish the Upper Columbia and the Madhow Rivers for steelhead, I stay at the Lake Pateros Inn. I can tie my boat right up out front and be minutes from the action. The famous Miller Hole on the Madhow is less than 2 miles away. The rooms are comfortable and surprisingly affordable, and I'll be making the Lake Pateros Inn my base camp. To learn how to book your room at the Lake Pateros Inn, log on to lakepaterosmotorin.com or call 866-444-1985.
Your town Ford is kicking off the season with the best deals of the year. It's the Built Ford Tough Truck Event. Great power and amazing fuel economy means no compromises. And that's what you get in a truck built Ford Tough, like the Ford F-150 with a powerful and efficient EcoBoost engine. The power you want and the economy you need. Or Ford Super Duty with its amazing 6.7-liter Power Stroke turbo diesel. If you're looking for power, payload, towing economy, your town Ford's got the truck for you. Head to your town Ford in East Wenatchee.
The goal of Battery Systems is to provide the best products combined with the most efficient service at competitive prices. I've found their people live up to this, so don't buy anything without talking to them. You should make their batteries and accessories your choice to power your vehicles and boats. This is Dave Graybill, and I choose Battery Systems to keep me running onshore and on the water. To find a Battery Systems product expert in a location near you, log on to batterysystems.net.
When you're fishing at Banks Lake, Lake Roosevelt, even Rufus Woods, the place to stay is at Kokanee Playland in Electric City. They have camping and RV hookups right on the water. There's a launch with fuel and one of the best tackle shops in the area. You can get your state and tribal fishing licenses right there. Kokanee Playland has been the friendly place to stay for fishermen for decades, and if you haven't camped there yet, you'll learn why. Call for reservations at 509-633-2657. Be sure to visit their website at KokaneePlayland.com.
The Evinrude E-Tech. It's a dream come true.
For E-Tech engine sales and service and repair of all boats and motors, call Lyle's Boats and Motors in Kashmir, 663-5191.
Those ones just been marinating overnight. These ones been marinating for a week.
Ooh, good stuff.
So we'll play. I like to sniff my meat.
All right, Shane, now I know we're doing double duty right now.
Oh yeah.
On the lead riggers, you've got a salmon rig down.
Yep.
And at pretty good depth. First of all, what kind of rod and reel are you set up?
This is just a medium action rod. It's rated up to 17-pound test. It's 8.5 foot. Has a light action to it, but still enough backbone to handle the riggers. You want something that you can be able to pop off the riggers and control a king a little bit, but also something that has some flex because they do dart around and want like to rip the hooks out and things.
Is this a 9-foot rod?
This is actually 8.5.
Okay, good.
9 foot, 9.5, all good lengths. This is just what I put.
Right, in medium action, it's fairly soft, but enough backbone, as you say.
Yeah.
And I noticed you've got those good reel count or line counter reels on there. I've noticed you really like those.
Yeah, there's a Kokanee. There you go, Dave. Go ahead, Dave. Work again. Nice and easy. What head do you want, Dave? The little smaller one. Good work, Dave.
Yeah.
We know how to call them in.
How many times does that happen? We just get settled in to do some serious tackle talk and off goes the rod.
We wouldn't know it any other way if tackle wasn't flying all over. loosened up that drag a little bit. You know, they get ration here at the boat. They got those soft mouths, and so it's,
Exactly.
you really want to take your time and.
Well, and
Try to keep
when
them
you're
underneath
talking
the surface.
rods with kokanee, it's super soft.
Mm-hmm.
There he is. Oh, that's a nice fish. Very good.
Try to bring it nice and slow right here on the side of the boat.
There he's coming.
Oh, look at that. That's a good one to start the day. Where are you going to put him in, Chief? I'll put him down in the floor box.
Very nice.
We're going to give him a little glove tap so we don't get hooked. My little welcome aboard tap. What a nice fish.
Look at that. Now that's a nice Lake Chelan kokanee. That's a good kokanee anywhere. Well, we were just getting to some of the finer points of salmon fishing gear when that kokanee interrupted us. And so we're back now, and we've covered the rod and reel. One of the things I didn't mention is you've got, your reels are loaded with braid. And I think that's important to mention on Lake Chelan.
Well, yeah, the braided line, what it does is I've got 30-pound braid on this, but it has that 8-pound diameter. And we're fishing at 100 and 115 feet deep. And so that smaller diameter cuts through the water really well and really allows you to get it off the rigger and get to those fish and not have a bunch of back drag behind your downrigger boat. So that braid's really nice for this deep trolling.
We used to break rods trying to get them off of the clip when we were fishing, 150 feet, because that mono would stretch and we'd reef on the rod, and we broke a lot of rods. Now with the braid, it's a simple snap and away it comes. So that's a really important aspect. Now, and you're running some leader off of your braid. What pound test and how long?
Yeah, I like to fish 60 feet behind the balls. So what I've done is I've taken 60 feet of 20-pound mono and tied it straight to the braid.
Yes.
And that way I am always the same distance behind the ball on both of them. And that little knot that attaches the two goes into the clip really nice and holds it for that deep fishing, so you don't get all those pop-outs also.
Yes. And when you're trolling that deep, you get a lot of drag on your line. And I see you're running some flashers too behind those.
Yeah, these are just the small Pro Troll flashers. They're the 8-inch. My two favorite colors up here are the white and the green. The basic salmon colors. They have a glow on this side. They have the chrome on that side. And that's just more or less a attractor. They do give a little action to the bait as they roll, but really in this clear water to get their attention to come over is what these flashes are doing.
Something I found why I also prefer the Pro Trolls is that rudder.
Oh yes.
They really go down. The other ones, I can put them 100 feet behind the boat and they're right on the surface.
Yeah, they're up on doing this, and that rudder, to have that consistent roll is very important. As long as that flasher's rolling, it's putting off that horizontal light in the water, which is catching those fish's attention.
Right. Now in the business end, you tie a double hook rig, of course, and then probably, I'm just going to reach in here and get one of your little fishes here. And these aren't the really big herring. What label do you prefer?
I use orange or red label herring, so they're the little bit smaller ones. And I like to rig them whole on there because they hold up a little better for fishing this deep, and get a nice spin to them. The wounded bait spin.
There you go.
And I run those just off that basic mooching rig. It's a double hook setup, 2 watts. 2-watt Gamakatsus, and a 40 to 48-inch leader behind these flashers.
Good. Now, at some point too, I'm going to have Shane demonstrate how he ties or how he rigs his whole herring. But that's another segment. That's an interesting process, and it's not easy to do. Well, now that's the king setup there.
Well,
let's talk.
You got to remember too.
Oh yes.
Don't forget the secret sauce when it comes to the kings.
Don't forget the secret sauce. That's right.
My favorite thing to use for the kings up here is the Graybill salmon formula, and then our newer one out, our herring formula.
Right.
So 75.
That's right. And this is something that I've been using for 30 years.
Yep.
And you don't leave home without it. I even put it on my power bank. Absolutely. Scent is always important for any type of fishing, and this has proven its worth time and time again. Now let's talk kokanee. Rods and reels. Probably the rod is the essential element here.
Really the rod for the kokanee, because they have such soft mouths. You want that really limber rod. And so I'm fishing, this is an 8-foot rod. It's a light action, it's 4 to 10 pound test, and it's actually made specifically for kokanee.
Yes.
And there's a few different rod companies that make them, Feather Sticks, Lamaglass, Tikas, but they're a glass rod, and they're really limber, and they're made just for kokanee fishing.
Exactly, and in fact, I've got a couple of rods that I use that are, again, they're in that length. They're not very long rods, although I do have a couple of rods that I like to use for kokanee that are 9.5 foot, but they are extremely light. Light action, just as soft as you can get them. And once you get the right kind of combination with your rod, then I have not had to use a snubber.
Exactly, and just like today, we're not using a snubber. And those light rods they're so much fun to catch those fish.
Oh, they really are. They're a lot of fun. Now, at the end, and again, these are loaded with braid. We're fishing off the downriggers.
Actually, I'm just running mono on these days.
Oh, you've got mono on those reels.
Yeah,
okay.
Just a 15-pound mono. We're not fishing as deep as the king rods.
No. Yeah.
And so I just run a light mono off them, and that seems to work just fine. The mono comes out of the clip real easy.
Oh yeah.
And
absolutely. I back most of my reels with braid, but then I put a nice long leader on it.
Yeah.
And then it comes out of the clip. I should mention that in most years, I'm used to the traditional kokanee fishing at Lake Chelan, where when their big schools are in the lower basin, and I'm fishing sometimes 20 feet in 20 feet of water. The last year and in this spring, we're finding fish quite a bit deeper, and we're fishing, I know, some down to 130 feet. And again, that's where a nice soft rod, you cannot. It's easy does it with kokanee. Just a slow, steady, and then when you get them to the surface, just kind of try to lead them to the net.
Yep.
Because they tend to go ballistic when they hit the surface, and that's when you lose most of them.
Exactly.
Yeah. Now, you've got a Dodger here, and that's what's going to be on the end of that rod. And that's, what size are we running here?
This is a double-aught Dodger. And this is real basic. These little herring Dodgers have been around for umpteen years.
Yeah.
But I found for the kokanee, the double-aught or the triple-aught seem to be the best two sizes.
Right.
And again, it's attached straight to the line, and they just give that nice action to that little squid behind there. And then they have the scale tape on there, which really catches those fish.
Exactly. And we see a lot of people will use the old Dick Knight Jack of Diamonds, excuse me, the old metal blades with about 9 blades, and they would put so much tension on your line.
There's a fish behind the blade. Oh, did he get away? You bit it.
False alarm.
Relax.
No, he's there.
It's on there pretty tight with that light rod, so give it a real. There we go. Nice and easy. Oh yeah. You may just have to extend this tackle program out for most of the day. Dave. Are you showing off again?
Well, I like this seat. I think we're going to do a lot of shooting today.
Can I get that net there? Perfect. That looks like another good one.
Yeah. So
he's fighting pretty good. About the same spot we got the last one. 130 foot of water right off Rocky Point here. And That one was 85 feet down.
85, okay.
First one was 70, so, you know, kind of gives you an idea of the range.
Okay, he's coming. Whoa!
He's going to pretend like he's doing something.
Yeah, this is nice fishing.
Those light rods for catching this kokanee fight so hard. Those light rods are nice.
There he is.
Nice.
Good stab.
Got him. Another nice fish. Maybe a hair bigger than your last one. We're gonna give him a little welcome aboard tap. Thanks for playing Fishing with the Magician.
Beautiful fish. My goodness, these are just. Look at that. Look at the color. Gorgeous fish. Doesn't get much better. They just keep coming.
Let him fight down there. Must have been your turn finally, Dan. Got a fighter. Fighter and a yellow.
All right. Ooh,
Dave, I think is bigger than yours.
that's a little bigger. Yeah.
Where'd you love tap? Gotta give him a little love tap. Welcome aboard tap.
Beautiful. Oh, look at that.
Wow. I've actually caught these off herring.
Oh, sure. One's that size? My goodness, yeah. Those are aggressive fish.
There you go.
They're feeding. Very nice.
Give me a good smile, Dan. Perfect. Got it.
Nice fish, bud.
No one is happy about having to repair a vehicle after an accident. However, I was very happy when I chose First Choice Collision Center when I needed this service. I can't say enough about how they treated me. Fast and friendly just doesn't say enough. They have amazing technology to make a damaged vehicle look like new. At First Choice Collision Center, you can expect modern service with old-fashioned values. That was my experience, and I'm sure it will be yours too.
No matter where anglers are heading, whether it's Banks Lake, Lake Roosevelt, or Rufus Woods Reservoir, they all make the same stop. That's at Big Wally's in Coulee City. Here they find everything they need for a successful day on the water. Fuel, ice, a tackle shop, and people who know what they're selling behind the counter. State and tribal licenses, even a hot breakfast or lunch. When you're on the go, don't forget to stop at Big Wally's and visit their website at bigwallysfishing.com.
Hooked on Toys!
Hordes of anglers head for our area lakes as they open to fishing in the spring, but before they head for their favorite lake, they stop at Hooked on Toys in Wenatchee. Hooked on Toys is the biggest tackle store in eastern Washington, and they have everything an angler could need for a successful day on the water. You'll find the biggest selection at the best prices for all your angling needs. Located at 1444 North Wenatchee Avenue or online at hookedontoys.com.
Hooked on Toys!
Boating is something the whole family can enjoy, and it's surprising how affordable a new boat can be from Bob File Boats and Motors. Stop in today and take a look at the largest selection of boats in north central Washington, including top names Bayliner and Tahoe. Bob File Boats and Motors can help you find that boat that fits your needs. And whether it's for fishing or just a ride on the water, you can be sure your new boat will provide hours of fun for years to come. Visit the boating experts today. Bob File Boats and Motors on the Sunset Highway in East Wenatchee, the place to buy a boat.
Honey, you are not gonna believe this. I bought Pepsi Next.
What's Pepsi Next?
It's the new cola from Pepsi. It's got real cola taste, but 60% less sugar.
Real cola taste. 60% less sugar.
Yeah. I know.
It's unbelievable.
But this is the most impressive thing I've ever experienced in my entire life.
Oh, definitely. Look at the camera. I've never had anything like it. My parents are gonna flip.
Yeah, they're gonna be so proud.
Introducing Pepsi Next. Drink it to believe it.
Are you getting this, honey? It's going viral.
This is Dave Graybill, the Fishin Magician, and when I fish the Upper Columbia and the Madhow Rivers for steelhead, I stay at the Lake Pateros Inn. I can tie my boat right up out front and be minutes from the action. The famous Miller Hole on the Madhow is less than 2 miles away. The rooms are comfortable and surprisingly affordable, and I'll be making the Lake Pateros Inn my base camp. To learn how to book your room at the Lake Pateros Inn, log on to lakepaterosmotorin.com or call 866-444-1985.
Your town Ford is kicking off the season with the best deals of the year. It's the Built Ford Tough Truck Event. Great power and amazing fuel economy means no compromises. And that's what you get in a truck built Ford Tough. Like the Ford F-150 with a powerful and efficient EcoBoost engine. The power you want and the economy you need. Or Ford Super Duty with its amazing 6.7-liter Power Stroke turbo diesel. If you're looking for power, payload, towing economy, your town Ford's got the truck for you. Head to your town Ford in East Wenatchee.
The goal of Battery Systems is to provide the best products combined with the most efficient service at competitive prices. I've found their people live up to this, so don't buy anything without talking to them. You should make their batteries and accessories your choice to power your vehicles and boats. This is Dave Graybill, and I choose Battery Systems to keep me running onshore and on the water. To find a Battery Systems product expert in a location near you, log on to batterysystems.net.
When you're fishing at Banks Lake, Lake Roosevelt, even Rufus Woods, the place to stay is at Kokanee Playland in Electric City. They have camping and RV hookups right on the water. There's a launch with fuel and one of the best tackle shops in the area. You can get your state and tribal fishing licenses right there. Kokanee Playland has been the friendly place to stay for fishermen for decades, and if you haven't camped there yet, you'll learn why. Call for reservations at 509-633-2657. Be sure to visit their website at KokaneePlayland.com.
The Evinrude E-Tech. It's a dream come true.
For E-Tech engine sales and service and repair of all boats and motors, call Lyle's Boats and Motors in Kashmir, 663-5191.
Well, that time we got as far as the Dodger.
Yeah, we did good. We're moving right along.
Yeah, we're going to fill this segment, I know it. Now, on the behind that Dodger now, I see you've got all of these little fancy rigs already pre-tied up. Mm-hmm. And these squid have really come into popularity this last couple of years for kokanee. Very effective for kokanee and for sockeye too.
Yeah.
They've been really working good. Now, you're sizing these down a bit for the kokanee?
I really am. What I do is these squids actually are a little bit longer when you get them, and I just take a pair of scissors and trim them off a little bit. You still want to leave some of the tentacles, that way they have a little action in the water. Mm-hmm. But I make them a little bit smaller for the kokanee. I don't for the sockeye.
Right, sure. And then I see you've got them tied on a double hook rig, and I think that's been proven of a real value because of the soft mouth of these kokanee. If you have the opportunity to get 2 hooks on them, you're a lot better off.
Oh, definitely. And again, I like using the red hooks because that seems to be the colors they like. And I'm using these sickle hooks for these kokanee. They have a little different bend, and they seem to hold on to them really, really well. I seem to have less lost fish.
Sure. Yeah, I can understand that. Now, and then in addition to your hoochie, your double hook rig, don't forget the white shoe-peg corn.
Well, yeah, and the shoe. You say white, but you can tell that mine's pink, and it goes with the trend here.
Yeah.
But yeah, this starts as white shoe-peg corn, and then all I've done here is I've taken a pink dye and dyed it, and then I add my Graybill's kokanee scent to it, which
right to the Yeah.
Which these kokanee seem to be really scent fanatics, so this seems to be a really good thing for that. And I let it marinate overnight, let it really soak up that dye and that scent, and they seem to like it.
Well, and I like this idea of getting that into the scent applied there, so you're not having to take that other step, because when the action gets fast, you don't want to stop, bait, and then have to find your bottle of scent. And apply it. Of course, I know you like the way I apply scent, because you sell a lot more.
You are a good bait center. I like the way you hold it out and dump it on. And that works too.
So, Hoochie, double hook rig, sickle hook, very effective. Red hooks, got your dyed corn, the white shoe-peg corn as it starts with. Add the secret sauce right in the mix, and you're ready to go.
And just to back up a little bit, something I have found really important on these rigs is the leader setup.
Okay.
Which, people are always asking leader lengths and things.
Yes.
But to start with that, I like to use a 10 or 12 pound fluorocarbon leader on these.
Right.
And I use that Seagar fluorocarbon, which is a very, very good fluorocarbon.
Yeah.
And then I run them on an 8 to 12 inch leader. And that shorter leader behind that Dodger is real key on these.
I'm glad you backed up and mentioned that, because what I find, most people are running way too long a leader for kokanee. They're taking them right out of the package. They're running a 30-inch leader or more sometimes. You want to shorten that up.
And those package leaders, they typically need heavier monofilament.
Yeah.
And those kokanee have really, just like sock, have really good eyesight for finding their small shrimp and stuff to eat. Yeah. And so having that lighter fluorocarbon leader really makes a difference on bites.
Seagar is excellent. I switched to that for steelhead fishing this year. It's really proven its value. Also, you can imagine on that short of a leader behind that Dodger, that is working hard. It's bouncing. And that's what gets their attention. And they don't even think twice. They grab it. That's great. Well, what's going on? We haven't had a bite.
They're coming.
They're coming. Well, great. Well, let's get ready for the next fish.
How far down were we? 200 feet.
Oh, okay.
There it comes. Oh, look. Yeah, nice little laker.
There's something on there. Mr. Lake Trout.
Oh, right. That's okay. Nice little laker. I like that herring. You get that bait down there. Doesn't take them long to find it.
Nope. Alrighty. Way to go, Eric.
Woo! How'd you do? Yeah, you tell me when we gotta go, huh?
Yeah, that angle just... Well, I wanted to give a big shout out to Shane Magnuson, Upper Columbia Guide Service, that got us out here on the water on Lake Chelan. Kind of showed us where to find the fish, what depths, all the good stuff, so we were able to come back out and have a good, successful morning. Shane's always been available to me. He's always invited me to jump on the boat whenever something hot is happening in the fishing scene. And I want to thank him again, and he and his buddy Dan Schleiffers for coming along with Eric Granstrom and introducing us to early spring kokanee fishing on Lake Chelan.